All right, let's talk about your lawn. Today, we're going to become what I like to call seasonal architects. We're not designing a house, but we are creating the blueprint for a beautiful, healthy lawn. And we're going to crack the code on lawn care. And trust me, the secret might not be what you think.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You pour all this effort in, you water, you fertilize, you're constantly fighting weeds, but your lawn just has a mind of its own. One week it looks great, the next, not so much. It can feel like you're stuck in this constant, frustrating battle you just can't win. So what's the actual secret? Well, it's not some magic fertilizer or a miracle product. The real game changer, the ultimate weapon for a fantastic lawn, is applying the right treatment at the right time. And honestly, that one little shift in how you think about it, it changes everything. You gotta remember, your lawn is a living, breathing ecosystem. It's constantly changing with the seasons. It's not some static green carpet you can just fix in a single weekend. Understanding this whole cycle, how temperature and moisture affect its growth, that's the first step to finally working with your lawn instead of always fighting against it. And this is where that strategy really starts to click. See, proper timing is all about being proactive. You're getting out ahead of problems before they even start, like stopping weeds before they can even think about sprouting. You're helping the roots grow deep and strong so the grass can fend for itself. And you're making sure every single bit of that fertilizer you put down actually gets used by the lawn. It's all about playing offense, not defense. So let's start building our architectural plan in early spring. Think of this as laying the foundation for the entire year. Seriously, what you do in these first few crucial months pretty much determines how well your lawn is going to handle all the stress that's coming its way later. The number one job, the absolute top priority in early spring, is weed prevention. While your grass is still kind of dormant and sleepy, these aggressive weeds like crabgrass are already getting ready to pop up just below the surface. So our goal is to shut them down before they ever even see the light of day. So how do we actually do that? Well, it's a three-step approach. First, you put down a pre-emergent. It basically creates this invisible barrier that stops weed seeds from sprouting. Second, a light fertilizer. And I mean light, to gently wake up the roots without pushing too much growth on top. And finally, a little soil conditioning. Think of it like a vitamin boost for your lawn, helping it absorb nutrients all season long. Okay, foundation is poured. Now let's see how that foundation supports the lawn during its peak growing season. As we move from spring into the real heat of summer, our whole strategy shifts. We go from building growth to managing it, and then to defending the lawn against stress. Now this is a really important point. You have to shift your goals. In late spring, it's all about pushing for that lush, dense green growth that everybody loves. But once that high summer heat kicks in, trying to force more growth can actually burn out your lawn. So the goal completely flips to just protection and maintenance. So during that late spring growth spurt, we get tactical. We spot treat any of those broadleaf weeds that manage to sneak through our defenses. We use a balanced fertilizer to help the grass grow super thick, which naturally crowds out future weeds, and we keep a really close eye out for any early signs of pests or insects. Then, when summer arrives, we pull back on the throttle. We switch to controlled release fertilizers that won't scorch the grass in the heat. This is also prime time for grub and insect control. And we can put down treatments that help the soil hold on to moisture, which basically teaches the lawn how to better handle those dry, hot spells. And now we've arrived at what so many experts call the single most important season for your lawn, the fall. This is no time to wind down, folks. This is the power play. It is your absolute best opportunity to set up a fantastic-looking lawn for next year. I want you to let this sink in for a second. Every bit of work you do between September and November is a direct investment in how healthy and beautiful your lawn is going to be 6 months from now. Fall is all about repairing any damage from summer and building a super robust root system before winter hits. So what's the game plan here? Well, we use a fall-specific fertilizer that's all about root strength, not blade growth. We go after those tough perennial weeds that are trying to get a foothold for next year. And if your lawn's looking a little thin or beat up from summer, this is the perfect, and I mean perfect time to aerate and overseed. And that brings us to winter. Look, the heavy lifting is mostly done, but the architect's job is never truly over. This is the season for observation and for strategic planning. It's when you craft the master plan for the year to come.
The actions here are really simple, but they're super effective. First, stay off the grass when it's frozen. You can easily damage the plant's crown. Second, keep it clear of leaves and debris that can smother it and maybe even cause disease. And probably most importantly, plan ahead. If you use a professional service, call them now and get on the schedule. That way, you're locked in for that perfect early spring timing.
Okay, so we've walked through the entire year, season by season, but just like an architect would never use the same exact blueprint for every single house, you can't use the same calendar for every lawn.
See, the dates and months we've been talking about, they're really just a guide. Your specific timing is going to depend on your climate, what kind of grass you have, your soil's pH level, and even how much sun or shade different parts of your yard get. The real key here is to observe your own lawn and adapt these principles to your unique environment. Now, when it comes to actually executing this blueprint, there are really two main paths you can take. You can become the dedicated DIY researcher, learning your lawn's specific needs and applying all the treatments yourself. Or you can partner up with experts who use science-based regional knowledge to take all of the guesswork out of it for you. So, as we wrap this up, the final question is for you. Now that you're armed with this knowledge that timing is everything, what's your plan? How are you going to architect your lawn's success in the seasons to come?